there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi. I'm totally not last minute for this event at all either. Ha ha ha. Turbulent Undercurrents event ends in like, what, 2 days? That's plenty of time. And I'm just splitting it off into 2 streams just in case, you know? Better safe than sorry, as one does. But yo, on the bright side, I feel a lot better. I'm pretty much all over my cold, so woohoo, just in time for the holidays. So now for Turbulent Undercurrents. As the night swallows the cruise ship's outlines, the Undercurrents carries us in, where sparks ignite amidst the wreckage. Ooh, this sounds edgy. Oh man, I should have started this sooner. Oh well, better late than never. So about half would be... Wait, let me check real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So at least 5 or 6 today. I got this. Maybe 5, we'll see. Wounds that will not heal. Below a seemingly repaired facade, the rot is silently spreading. Ooh, how edgy. Even more rot. In the green zone, on the outskirts of the satellite city, KYI-09, a light mist hangs over the mansion district. Frostfall Squad is performing a battlefield cleanup under Cheongju's supervision. Their tactical boots crunch on mechanical parts scattered on the grassy lawn. Oh, I'm excited for the 1-year anniversary too. Oh gosh, so next year... so many good banners. I especially need a max out salt mod first thing. Thank goodness for Doritos. Cause I'm not gonna save too much. I'm bad. Wow, this place is huge and it's got a swimming pool too. No wonder they had to buy so many guard robots. Is everyone living in the mansion district this rich? Humph, it doesn't matter how rich they are. It's not like we'll end up making the same kind of money. We finally got a security assignment after so long, and in the end, we're just facing a bunch of domestic robots. I could have cleared them all up by myself. Lynn, Cheetah, don't complain. Cheongju opens her day planner and checks each item and number on it, line by line. There's 10 minutes until the mission deadline. Looks like our tactical planning still has room for improvement. Give me a sidetrap on your respective areas, starting from Tololo. Roger. 6 mechanical units eliminated in Area A. Motive core fragment clearance complete. Hehe, Area B's all cleaned up. It was easy since this genius was around. Area C's fine, of course. But the Griffin has really been reduced... has Griffin really been reduced to doing yard work for rich people now? Feels like we're providing after-sales service or something. It's true that this wasn't explicitly requested in our contract, but since our mission takes place in the residential area, it would make sense that we would handle cleanup duties here. In addition, I believe that attention to details like this demonstrates our commitment to providing good service, which will affect our future clients' willingness to hire us. Well, I hope our employers will appreciate your attention to detail, leader. That'll keep our numbers from being so dismal. I know, right? Seeing how we perform so well and so efficiently, and even have a genius like me backing everyone up, not hiring us is their loss. If you count not being blown up by those little explosive gadgets of yours to be a loss, then they're definitely winning big. What are you talking about? It was only 1 or 2 times. I mean, a few times at most. Looks like we found the reason why people are hiring us less often, leader. Cheetah? Aw, don't listen to Lind. She doesn't know what she's talking about. My inventions are fairly reliable under most circumstances. Annoyed, Cheetah spreads her arms in protest. Sunlight streams from behind them and reflects faintly off something on the lawn with a golden gleam. Tololo pauses as she spots the reflection. Tololo, what's wrong? There's something in the grass. She bends down and retrieves an ID card from under the wreckage of a robot. It's an intricately made card that reflects glints of golden light. The circuitry-like patterns on it move slowly as she turns it. Oh gosh, the grind for goldcaster fragments. Oh no. I need so many for Berserker. But I've been slacking. If I'm not wrong, judging by how it feels, this should be... Don't touch that, cheetah. You don't know where it's been. Aw, relax, leader. It was just a little experiment. I'm not gonna break it or anything. Look. Cheetah leans out from behind Tololo and experimentally pokes the card with her combat knife. Its edge nicks the honeycomb patterns on the card, but then they slowly return to the original shape. The patterns, they fix themselves. How's that? Cool stuff, huh? This material is called liquid phase-shaped memory alloy, or liquid polyalloy for short. The Gerard Group just announced their patent on it recently. It might look small, but you could buy 10 T-doll frames for the price of this much material. We'll be set for a long time with this. I think the valuable part of it isn't the materials that went into making it, but the technology. Still, isn't this the property of the client? It's not like we're authorized to dispose of it, right? That might not be the case. We found it under this toaster, so maybe the client doesn't know about anything about it. Also, leaving valuable stuff like this lying around would make us look really unprofessional. In any case, we should be able to bring it back with us, right, leader? As a professional PMC, our focus should be on building long-term relationships and trust with the client, as opposed to coveting short-term financial gain. However, it is true that taking care of valuable goods would count as a value-added service. And as it turns out, it's almost time. Beep. Jeongju turns away and dials a familiar number. Miss Helion, this is Jeongju. Permission requirements. Frostfall Squad has eliminated the rogue security robots, and we've also finished recovering their motive core fragments. I think the client should be able to move in without worries now. How far Griffin and Kruger has fallen. The sound of rifling paper comes from over the transmission channel. Helion's tone seems a little more crestfallen than usual. Understood. Also, we recovered an ID card on the premises. Its function is unknown. Since the card is quite valuable, we should hold on to it for the time being before handing it over to the client. Yes, that would be a good way to handle the situation. Jeongju, I have full faith in your decisions because you always take all the relevant factors into consideration. I've also seen the efforts you and Frostfall Squad have made for Griffin. Thank you for all your hard work. You should consider this upcoming period to be a vacation of sorts. A vacation? So you're saying that our coming commissions... The sound of pages flipping comes to a halt, and Helion sighs quietly. Just then, an exclamation from Cheetah drowns out her reply. Leader, this is bad. Those tin cans are getting back up again. G and L beta protocol activated. System rebooting. Target identification module. Loading successful. Executing attack order. Miss Helion, the situation has changed. The rogue robots have reactivated, and we need to deal with them ASAP. But if we do that, this commission might... Prioritize keeping your girl safe. If need be, you're authorized to take any and all means needed to resolve the situation. Understood. After ending the transmission, Jeongju fires off orders to Frostfall Squad. Cheetah, Tololo, move up with me and suppress them. Lind, focus your fire and eliminate the nearby targets. Remember, short control bursts only. Make sure we thoroughly destroy those robots at this time. Move out. No vacation, aww. So close to having a nice vacation. Aw, well. Maybe next time. Oh yeah, I may not have Andres, but I do want to buy her outfit that's coming out. I'll just have that on standby for her, so then when I summon her, I can put her in it first thing. Bang! As the final gunshot rings out, the last of the defense robots blows up, collapsing into a pile of junked parts. Lind puts her gun away with practiced ease and unwraps a lollipop before rubbing her arm, which was grazed by shrapnel. I can't believe I actually got hit by something like this. Pisses me off. Tree, what's vacation? That's a funny way of saying work trip. Say, I noticed a while back, but you really seem sensitive to pain, Lind. Why don't you turn it off in combat? Are you a masochist or something? My frame moves slowly when my glucose levels are low, so it's perfectly natural to use pain to boost my reaction times. Lind turns aside in a somewhat unnatural way. More importantly, you should be worrying about these robots, right? Why did they flip out all of a sudden? They were making noises which sounded like commands before they started back up. It seems this outburst was triggered at the programming level. But we shut up their motive cores, didn't we? That's like cutting their power off. There's no way they could start up again, right? Unless their cores could self-repair. Ah. The four of them seem to realize something at the same time. This is polyalloy, in other words. It was made by Gerard. Talolo wades into the robot's wreckage and begins digging around inside it. Apparently the story mode has very mild spoilers for future events. Oh, wonderful. Frame code prefix reads G&L beta. This isn't a model that they're selling on the open market. I don't see anything like it in their product catalog either. Speaking of betas, I'm excited for Enfield beta. I'm happy I got access again. Oh man. I gotta play more of it this time because I can play it on mobile and computer, so there's no excuses for me not being able to grind. Looks like this frame model isn't one that's commercially available. So, does it mean it's some kind of fancy toy those rich people got through internal connections? That's possible. It's also perfectly reasonable that these beta models, which aren't publicly available, would have bugs in their programming. And that's not even getting into the fact that they're from the Gerard group. Are you talking about what happened on Miss Kalina's side some time back? Yes. The ripples from the robot uprising in Odessa spread far and wide. Gerard's been paying out huge amounts in penalty fees and compensation. Their stock price has also plummeted. Factor in Rurik's departure in a plane crash, and the group having to appoint a new CEO. I'm sure even the Gerard brass must be terrified right about now. There have been multiple reports of robots going berserk this month already, and there's speculations that it's linked to their broken supply chains and chaotic internal management. 3 reports, 4 if you count ours. Talolo presses a button on her communications terminal, and a holographic projection of a starry sky springs into existence. She taps on the touchscreen and it is replaced by a clip from a news broadcast. Ah, Papa, Mama, my eyes hurt. The camera pans to the child, their eyes redden from the thick smoke spewing from the kindergarten that was destroyed by haywire robots. The ruined remains of a wall are visible in the corner of the frame, covered in scattered bullet holes. A neatly dressed Gerard Group spokesperson stands in front of the devastation, addressing the reporter.
I'm the representative of the Gerard Group's R&D division, Yakov Holtz. On behalf of the Gerard Group, I would like to extend my sincerest apologies to the people affected by this incident and their families. After preliminary investigation, we have found that the robots were affected by an unknown virus shortly before they went berserk. Currently, there's ample evidence to indicate that this was a malicious, deliberate act of destruction targeting the Gerard Group. As such, I wish to make our position clear to the world. We'll be investigating this incident with all the resources at our disposal and will not give the culprits any opportunities to cause further mayhem. There is no need to worry. The Gerard Group has always made user safety our #1 priority. We'll be holding another press conference later on to address how we intend to handle the situation.
Tololo ignores the spokesperson's bloviation and shuts off the clip. I heard a whole lot of excuses, but nothing in the way of actually compensating people. Didn't they blame the previous incident on a technical loophole or something? Now they're saying it's an external attack. They're just trying to wash their hands of everything, aren't they? But if someone really did infect those robots with the virus, there would probably be more victims. Leader, should we continue looking into this commission? After thinking for a bit, Cheongju shakes her head. We don't have much ammo left, and getting further involved wouldn't be wise. Also, Cheongju's voice trails off. However, the look on her face tells the rest of their team what she couldn't bring herself to say, because they all know they don't have the mighty Griffin from before backing them up now. Ever since the war ended, the demand for PMCs from various factions and the civilian sector has drastically declined. In addition, Griffin was forced to restructure and downsize. All the clients who had formed stable partnerships with Griffin in the past have ended their cooperation with Griffin in one way or another. Although Frostfall's efforts have secured them a few permanent customers, there are times like these when there's no business to be held. Without their beloved commander and many of the dolls who were once their colleagues, the things they can do now are very limited indeed. Frostfall understands this point very well. Even so, while they might have chosen to walk different paths, at least everyone is still alive and they all still have their shared memories. At the very least, when the commander finally gets tired of wandering the Yellow Zone, she will still have a place that can be called home. For that reason alone, they will do their best to keep Griffin going. Oh, it's so sweet! Still, there are times when they must face the limitations of their circumstances and accept the knowledge of their powerlessness that accompanies this realization. After sensing the dejection among her team, Cheongju softens her tone a little. I'll make a note of the potential risks in our debriefing. Even if we can't do anything about it now, I'm sure it'll be useful in the future. It's not like there's nothing that can be done, right? Frostfall Squad heads back to their vehicle. Lind lags behind, connecting her data port to one of the robots and downloading some of their data to herself. While I don't know how it might help, let's just make a copy of it for now. Very useful. And more pieces. Yummy, yummy. Twin deficit. In order to prevent the situation from getting worse, a solution to our financial woes must be found. Ah, the feels. Money, money, money. Inside the meeting room of Griffin's main building in the Green Zone, late at night, Frostwall Squad is conducting their usual after-action review. It's bedtime already. Why are we still having a meeting now? Already trying to slack off? Leader usually works through the entire night on overtime, you know. Then this will be all for the day. Awesome. I'll be off now. Genius brains need their beauty sleep. Hang on. Before Cheetah can hop out of her seat, she feels Cheongju's hand pushing her back down. We're done with the AAR, but there are other things that we need to talk about. Saying so, Cheongju flicks Tololo's hairband and brings her mind back from gazing at the stars twinkling outside. While I believe in avoiding unnecessary overtime, there are some things regarding Frostwall Squad's future development that merit discussion. Have a look at this. Cheongju's fingers fly across the terminal, and the screen displays a spreadsheet checkered in red and green. Is this a record of our squad's finances? Yes. The green cells represent our income for the past month, and the red cells show our expenses. That's weird. We've got a lot of jobs last month, didn't we? How come there's so many red cells? And the most common type of expense is liability compensation? Mission number RD04003045. The client's mansion was damaged in the squad's explosion to the extent that a deformed gate forced them to climb through a window to get home. The compensation was 4 times the payment received. Sheesh! Mission number RD04010072. The client's car window was shattered by gunfire from the squad, leading to the client's right arm being gashed by glass fragments. Oh gosh! The compensation was 3 times the payment received. Mission number RD04011745. The client demanded double the value of furniture destroyed by an explosion created by the squad. The compensation was 5 times the payment received. Looking at this, it seems a certain genius of ours featured heavily in all these incidents. Am I wrong? What? You got some nerve pointing fingers at me, Lind. Half of those incidents were caused by you and your lack of trigger discipline leading to stuff getting shot up. Yeah, totally great tactics. I'll deal with the 2 of you later. In any case, Griffin's financial situation will be in the red next month, which means our living expenses will have to be cut too. Then, our candy budget? 0. Cheetah and Lynn both exclaim in shock. Seriously? Normally, we'd still be able to handle a situation like this, but we haven't had that many commissions to begin with this month, and all our remaining commissions have been put on hold too. Therefore, we need to find a way to salvage our financial situation before it gets worse. What if you sell this genius's inventions? Cheetah's inventions are all original and and genuine. Those rich folks in White Zones will be falling over themselves to buy them up, I guarantee it. Why would those wealthy people want to buy them? Are they tired of living, perhaps? Indeed, the safety of those products is a concern. Proposal denied. Eh? Oh yes, the harshest punishment. No candy. I feel for that. Like the one time I ever had withdrawals of anything, it was chocolate. When I went like weeks without chocolate, it was such a strong craving. Oh my goodness. Like I've gone weeks without coffee before. Never felt the craving as strong as I did for chocolate. Perhaps we could try taking on some personal commissions. The legality and safety of those commissions are questionable and cannot be verified. Proposal denied. Now that you mention it, don't we have some big assets gathering dust in the logistics department? You know, those helicopters, that big tugboat, and all that other crap. All our missions now don't call for that stuff, so can't we sell them off or something? Replace your chocolate craving with radish craving. I wish. I want to be healthier like that. Those assets are essential for emergency situations and cannot be casually discarded. Proposal denied. This doesn't work and that doesn't work. Isn't there anything here we can sell for some quick cash? Oh yeah. What about that ID card we picked up earlier today? Miss Helene discussed it with her client, who refused to claim it and said Griffin can dispose of it as we see fit. Sounds great. Let's sell it off to an underground broker then. Didn't Cheetah say it was super valuable? That means we ought to be able to hold out for a good long time if we do. Proposal denied. You're even going to deny that too? Well, do we have the addresses for any underground brokers in Griffin systems? No, I mean, they don't even have any fixed premises or anything. What kind of information would we possibly have on them? Then can we use public trade platforms to work out this deal? If such avenues are available to them, they wouldn't be underground brokers. In other words, it's too risky. Proposal denied. Oof, everything's being denied. No candy. No sweets. As Cheongju looks around at her teammates, who all seem a little out of it, she feels her head beginning to ache. While she'd already expected that finding a solution would be difficult, she wasn't expecting them to not make any progress at all. Frostfall Squad's role is too poorly defined. We take on any kind of assignment, but it also makes it hard for clients to choose us over our peers who have more specialized skill sets. It seems just focusing on service details isn't enough. Xiangjiu sighs quietly and gives up on continuing the discussion. We'll end today's meeting here, then. I'll go talk to Miss Helion again and see what other assets we have available to us. Dismissed. Half an hour later. Someone stalks the quiet corridor, frazzled from a lack of sleep. It's not like I don't understand where Leader's coming from, but she's being a bit too cautious, isn't she? Girls at Squadron 404 are already helping the commander, while Leva and the others are helping Kalina too. Meanwhile, we're stuck treading water in the green zone, all curled up in a ball and trying to think of how to make a living. It really pisses me off. In any case, let's grab the ID card while Leader and Miss Helion are talking. After making up her mind, Lind opens the door to Helion's office. However, the scene depicted in her visual modules comes as a bit of a surprise. Is someone there? The moonlight shines through the window and illuminates the corner of Helion's desk. A very suspicious-looking character is there, rummaging around like they're looking for something. After confirming that the object bobbing around on the thief's head is a beret, Lynn breathes a sigh of relief. She silently circles around behind the burglar and slaps her on the back. Oi, Cheetah. Aye! The sudden smack startles Cheetah so badly that she curls up into the fetal position and grabs her head. Caretaker's caretaker. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come here and steal stuff. Please give me a chance to turn over new... Quiet you. It's not Miss Helion, it's me. Huh? Cheetah looks back and giggles at Lind. Oh, so it was you, Lind. You scared the hell out of me. What are you doing here? I'm pretty sure you already know. Oh? So you had the same idea as me, namely, to sell out the ID card, am I right? Congratulations on arriving at the same conclusion as this genius brain! Wasn't I the one who suggested that? Also, if you're searching for the ID card, you should be looking over there, right? Lind points to the code-locked safe behind the door. What? Wouldn't Caretaker's caretaker move it there? Who cares? The important thing is that our genius can finally be put to use. You should have something that can open safes, right? Show me what it can do. Of course I do. It's just a safe. I can open it in just 3 seconds. Cheetah produces an unlocker from her pocket and connects it to the safe. 3, 2, 1. Click. As the bolt slides back, the two of them open the safe door. The gleaming ID card lies quietly inside it. Heh, how's that? Are you in awe of this genius invention? Isn't it amazing? Yeah, it is. Lynn nods, then slips the card into the waistband pocket before heading out the door, leaving Cheetah staring dumbfoundedly at where the card used to be. Huh? Walking off just like that is really rude, you know. Are you going to discuss your next move with this genius? Also, shouldn't you show some respect? I mean, I'm the one who opened the lock, you know. Hey, are you pretending not to hear me? You should be singing praises of my genius. Shh. Lynn raises a finger and signals to Cheetah to shush. Then she beckons behind her, indicating that Cheetah should follow. Well, we're the ones who caused most of the trouble anyway, so we might as well settle it together. Go settle it together. Settle what? The money problem. The whole point of getting this was to sell it for money, right? I know an underground broker, and he just so happens to be at one of his old hangouts today. Come with me. Ooh, lightless alley. It is not only terror that thrives in the darkness, but profit. Profit, please. Oh, Hellion was a number 2 at Griffin. Back it was at its peak. Answering only to the owner and CEO. Wow. Cheetah follows Lynn to a seedy little alley in the yellow zone. The nearby street lamps crackle and blink every now and then. The ground is covered with beer bottles and other junk, and the air is redolent with a rotting stench born from the unholy fusion of expired alcohol and food scraps. Wow, is this the old hangout you were talking about? Can anyone who lives here really afford to buy that polyalloy card? You can find underground brokers anywhere. Why make a big deal out of it? Rather than worry about not being able to find a buyer, you should think about what you'll do if robbers suddenly show up. Lynn reaches into her waistband pocket. The heart sensation there helps calm her neural cloud down a little. Relax, we're both super strong tactical dolls, aren't we? Who'd be dumb enough to try and mug us? Oh yeah, how did you meet that broker anyway? You know how you keep asking for materials for your inventions, especially the stuff with really weird names? I can only get those through less than legal channels. Did you only realize it just now? Huh? So that's how it works. I guess this broker guy really helped us out a lot. I'm suddenly filled with confidence about this trade. After hearing you say that, any confidence I had is gone. Lynn comes to a halt in front of a neon sign that seems to advertise a bar. Right, this is it. We'll do things like we discussed. I'll talk to the broker. You keep watch outside. Huh? Are you sure you don't want to let everyone's beloved genius, yours truly, handle the interaction? I've already dealt with him several times before, so I'll probably have better luck haggling with him. You can take that mouth of yours and squawk if you see anything funny. Lynn continues down another winding alley and arrives in front of the rusty door gate. She knocks lightly on it, and it cracks open a hair shortly afterwards. A wary face is visible in the gap. The man exchanges looks with Lynn, and then nods and opens the door, gesturing for her to enter. Phew. Unlike the dreary, silent streets, the inside of the bar is lively and bustling. Several thugs are sitting around the table and drinking beer, their massive frames making their chairs creak with every move they make. Lynn seems to have anticipated all this. She heads over to the counter and sits down next to a man in a ball cap. It's been a while. Despite the fact that she's talking to the broker, Lynn doesn't turn to look at him. Instead, her eyes casually roam the drinks rack in front of her. It's easy to pick you out from a crowd at least.
Heh. Looks like this is going to be a good day. Another good deal just walked up. Let me think. The last time I saw you was...
It seems you've got a wall of text you want to dump on me, but I'll just skip it if you don't mind. I didn't come here to listen to you reminisce. Wow, she's just skipping the entire cutscene. I've got something that ought to be pretty valuable, and I'd like you to take it off my hands. Saying so, Lynn reaches into her waistband pocket and exposes part of the card. Freshly patented by the Gerard Group. You interested? Upon seeing the card, the broker tenses up for a moment, but relaxes the next second. He takes Lynn over to the table in the corner, then removes his hat, revealing a gloomy face.
Is a liquid phase-shaped memory alloy that is rare. Selling it off will be a bit troublesome, but if the price is right, there'll be no shortage of buyers. Provided, of course, there's nothing wrong with the goods.
You can just say you want to test it, you know. Lynn humps quietly, then places the card on the table before sliding it over to the broker. He picks up the card and examines it in the dim light of the bar, then takes out a small knife from his waist. The edge glides across the surface of the card, and the honeycomb patterns on it ripple and gleam. After seeing this, the broker nods.
That's polyalloy, all right. How much do you want for it?
This much will do. Lynn shows him a number. The broker doesn't respond right away, instead waxing thoughtful. The card in his hand drums against the table with a tap, tap, tap.
Rare goods have a lot of value as collector's items. Unfortunately, I don't have enough cash in hand to pay you in full.
What does it mean? Are you gonna buy on credit?
No, what I'm trying to say is, if I had 10 minutes, I could get my boys to bring the full sum over. But as a trader, I understand that time is money, so in the end, the ball's in your court.
Having said his piece, the broker waits for Lynn's reply. If it's just 10 minutes, I can wait.
Thank you for placing your trust in me.
It seems the broker is pleased with the answer because he smiles almost imperceptibly and raps on the table. The thugs seated by the entrance get up and squeeze their bulky frames out from the front door. The folding metal gate creaks mournfully. After that, the broker snaps his fingers and someone places a steaming cup of coffee in front of Lind. The sweetness of the double-sugared beverage allows her frazzled nerves to relax a little. This seems to be the first time I've sold you something, right? Thought you want to haggle more about the price.
I've never skimped on money as long as the goods are worth it. That's my principle as a businessman.
So, if I'm not wrong, the last time I saw you, you were alone. Turns out you got yourself a crew pretty fast. Is this the secret to making it big in business?
Heh, well, I've been slumming it all over yellow zones for so many years. Makes sense to get a few buddies, right? Strictly speaking, though, that isn't the secret to making it big in business. That would be profit above all.
The sound of scattered footsteps echoes down the alleyway, heading for the bar. Lynn glances through the window and sees several Verjagers walk past.
And when an opportunity comes to kill two birds with one stone, no businessman would refuse.
Click. Lynn hears the crisp sound of a chambering round from behind her. She turns and sees the broker's mouth twisted into a savage grin, the muzzle of his gun pointed between her eyes. Wow. Just then, she gets a transmission from Cheetah. Hello, hello, can you hear me? I saw a bunch of armed Verjagers heading towards the bar just now. Better keep your eyes. What's wrong with the signal here? Hello? Lind, there are Verjagers headed towards the bar. Be careful. Wow. Thanks, Cheetah. That warning came just in time. Great timing. A pack of Verjagers bursts into the bar and they all point guns at Lind. Lind shakes her head, ignoring Cheetah as she repeats, hello, over the channel and tightens her grip on her gun. I was hoping we could settle this in a civilized way, but it looks like that's not an option anymore. Fine then. I've been pissed off all night. Time to take it out on you. This guy could have had a nice deal. But nope, he got too greedy. Oh well. I knew it. You're only punctual when it's time for a fight, aren't you? Ooh, Lind, how did things end up like this? Did negotiations break down or something? Rather than not successful, I would say it was too successful. Either way, it seems the fight is unavoidable. Cheetah, prepare for a breakout. Time for this genius to show her brilliance. Oh man. Well, if we bonk this broker, no more special parts for Cheetah from now on. Like, sorry. Time to find a new dealer. Sheesh, though, how valuable is this card? Like, if he's willing to destroy his client over it. Like, dude, come on. Like, she's been a good client thus far, I would assume. Daka daka daka. Tongues of fire spit from gun muzzles, grilling the door with sparks. Unable to hold up its own weight, it collapses with a loud crash, and Lynn and Cheetah take the opportunity to escape the bar. The sounds of gunfire, the Verjagers yelling, and the girls' frantic footsteps blend together in the pitch-black alleyway. Savages, all of them. I want to speak with that broker's manager. Lynn shoots an exasperated look at Cheetah. What are you looking at me for? If not for this genius's heroic intervention, he'd be in even bigger trouble now, right? If you hadn't started chucking smoke bombs around all of a sudden, I could have gotten the ID card back. Oh, we don't even have it back yet. Oh no. You mean shaking off the guys chasing us isn't important at all? Just as Cheetah finishes, several more Verjagers show up at the entrance to the alley and point their guns at the duo. Tisk. Lynn grabs Cheetah and yanks her into the side alley. Several bullets hit the wall behind the place where they were a moment ago, throwing up wisps of dust. All the escape routes we planned have been cut off by Varjagers. What will you do now? Do you have any other backup routes? Well, if there's no way out, why not just make one? Lynn shifts behind Cheetah and pulls her trigger. A hollow buckshot forces the pursuing Varjagers back as they duck behind cover. Bang bang! Then, Lynn swings her muzzle over and takes out the Varjagers trying to ambush them from the flanks. Just as the two of them are about to make their breakout, yet another squad of Varjagers appears in front of them.
There they are. Don't let them get away.
Over here, Lend. On your three. The two of them hurry deeper into the alley, but find that it leads into a forbiddingly high wall. The shouts of the Varjagers grow louder behind them.
We've got them cornered, boss. They're at a dead end. Get the boys here. They're not getting away this time.
Just damn it. Is there no end to them? These goddamn cockroaches. After checking her ammo and discovering that she's running out, Lynn looks at Cheetah. How many more of those bombs do you have? Let me see. Oops, I think I just threw the last one. Lynn looks at the wall. It doesn't seem surmountable by effort alone. The sound of footsteps grows increasingly louder, reminds her of the reality that the Varjagers are going to reach them any minute now. They're out of time. Cheetah, climb on my shoulders and get out of here. What? I said, climb on my shoulders and get out of here. I'll stay behind and cover you. Hurry. So you're telling me to escape ahead of you? Hell no. If someone's going to be covering someone else, I can do it for you. For you too. Your frame is smaller and you're more mobile than me. Your chances of escape are higher than mine. But... No buts. One person escaping is better than none at all, right? We've taken on so many hostage rescue missions already, so just think of it as my turn to be saved this time.
And there. They're all the way at the end.
We don't have time for this. Go, Cheetah. Cheetah can hear the Varjagers' footsteps approaching. She grits her teeth, and then vaults over the wall with Lynn's help. She looks back and sees the Varjagers swarming Lind, who fearlessly fires into the horde. I'll be back for you, Lind. Wait for me. All this to get money for candy. It's worth it, right? Delicious candy. All for the candy funds. Yummy, yummy. Like scattered grains, when one's life is threatened, an exception can be found to any rule. Wonderful. On the outskirts of the Yellow Zone, Frostfall's squad follows a signal to its endpoint, but all they find is a patch of sandy dirt surrounded by an endless expanse of wasteland. Over here. Lynn's signal's close by. This is where the trail ends. They must have jammed it starting from this point. Tololo, can you make any contact by radio? Connection failed. Lynn's communicator is probably not in range. Let me see. When was the last time Lynn's signal showed up? It was roughly 5 hours ago. Sheesh. Good news, you made enough money to afford candy for this month. Bad news, you used so much ammo, it'll take 2 months worth of candy to pay for it. Oh no! Tololo looks around. There's nobody else here besides Frostfall's squad. A gust of wind blows, and the trio's footsteps are instantly covered up by the sand. Even our tracks from 5 minutes ago would be hard to find, let alone 5 hours. Cheetah, you're the one with all the clues now. Think carefully. Did you see anything noteworthy during the battle? If you're talking about noteworthy stuff... What are you looking at me for? If not for this genius heroic intervention, you'd be in even bigger trouble now, right? If you hadn't started chucking smoke bombs all around all of a sudden, I could have gotten the ID card back. Come to think of it, those Varjagers were acting really weird. They'd already gotten the polyalloy card, so why would they need to pursue us so hard? What? So this wasn't just a robbery, but a deliberate dog kidnapping. Also, there were a ton of Varjagers, and they blocked off all the escape routes we planned beforehand. How many of them were there? About 6 or 7 squads worth at the very least.
That is strange indeed. The very Jaegers usually think of underground brokers as easy targets due to the difference in fighting strength, so both sides tend to think poorly of each other.
I am winning. Hello, hello.
While there are some less moral brokers who slum it with the very Jaegers, an operation like this is far beyond the ability of a single broker to control. In other words, it's not so much that the broker was in league with the very Jaegers, but there was someone with troops of their own running the whole show from behind the scenes.
Jiangjiu ponders the issue.
Was there anything special about these very Jaegers?
Something special? Let me think. Ah, I've got it. They were wearing badges with something that looked like a dagger on them. It was like, just like... Vroom vroom.
Leader, picking up an unknown signal nearby, approaching us from the south. The roar of an engine precedes the sight of a grey jeep cresting a sand dune. Thick black smoke spews from behind it as the noise shatters the peaceful silence of the desert.
Just like the insignia on the jeep. They were the ones chasing me and Lin last night.
Upon realizing that Lin might be on the vehicle, Frostfall Squad subconsciously tightens their grip on their guns. Frostfall Squad, prepare for battle. Intercept that vehicle.
Let's hope she's on there. If not, oop. At least one step closer. Oops, no survivors. My bad.
Aw man, it would have been so good having someone to interrogate.
I mean, oh, there's someone.
Damn it, they've got the jump on us.
As bullets hit their tires, the very Jaegers realize that something's off and frantically pull hard on the steering wheel.
Retreat! Retreat!
Hehe. You think you can run? Not so fast.
Bearing 035 degrees, ready to... fire. Frostfall Squad seizes the moment and opens fire as one. With a loud crash, the jeep finally gives up the ghost, skidding for a distance before overturning.
Leader, we've intercepted the vehicle. I'm heading in to search it. Leader, I didn't find Lin on the vehicle, but I found that broker from yesterday who dealt with us.
Cheetah drags a broker from the crashed jeep and dumps him on the ground like a sack of potatoes. The impact knocks his gas mask off, revealing the grimace on his face. Dolls. Is it so surprising? You should have seen a lot of dolls recently. For instance, the one who tried to sell you that polyalloy card last night. What did you do with her? Jiangjiu presses her gun against the broker's head. The broker laughs in an infuriating way, as if Jiangjiu's anger means nothing to him. Heh. So that's how risky this deal turned out to be. If I'd known, I would have asked that guy for more. Don't change the subject. Jiangjiu jabs his temple with her gun for emphasis, and the pain makes the broker wince. I'll ask you one more time. What do you do to Lind, and who is that guy? Okay, fine. According to the code of the brokers, I shouldn't be telling you who hired me. However, I think exceptions can be made when your life is at risk. The broker stretches out his right hand and draws a number in the air. He called himself Holtz. He showed me a picture of the doll to bring in and made an offer I couldn't refuse. As for whether it was fake name or what he wanted a doll for, beats me. It's way above my pay grade, so to say. Holtz?
The guy in the news. Jiangjiu is visibly surprised to hear that name. Leader, what's wrong?
If I'm not wrong, the client from yesterday's commission at the mansion was also called Holtz. And according to the client information he submitted, this Mr. Holtz ought to be the young master of a toy company.
Wait, seriously? What would some little prince from a toy company even want with Lind? Or no, I guess it's... the client. Okay.
I'm not sure, but I'm sure that Miss Helion's information is correct.
Where did you hand her over?
It was due south from here, at a port at the edge of the yellow zone. Miss Doll, if you ask me, we can talk terms here and make a mutually profitable
Bam! Jiangjiu decides that there's nothing more she can learn from him and cuts off his blather with a gun butt to the back of his head. Cheetah knocks out the rest of the Variager mooks as well. Leader, since we know where Lind is, we should head out right away. Talolo emerges in the jeep, waving to Jiangjiu with the ID card in hand. Search complete. I've recovered the polyalloy card. Yes, Lin might be in danger, so we should move quickly. Frostful squad, head toward the port at maximum speed. Poor Lind. Load, please. Banquets, wine, and VIP guests. The shadow below the crystal goblet is hard to clean away than wine stains. The veil of night settles over the quiet port. Rusted cranes stand in formation by the waterline, a testament to its past glory. Currently, most of the street lamps by the shore are damaged, blinking on and off intermittently. Frostful squad huddles in a dark corner of the port, studying a massive cruise liner moored into a pier. This luxury vessel stands in stark contrast to the dilapidated port. Its hull and surroundings are illuminated by daytime by high-power searchlights. More people are boarding. Talolo studies the gangway intently through the binoculars she's holding. This will be the 11th group tonight. Security guards in black uniforms stand on the gangway. They step forward and halt the two people who are approaching them. One of them, a well-dressed gentleman, takes a card out from his pocket and hands it to the guards. After verifying the guest's identity, the guard returns it to him with both hands and executes a picture-perfect 45-degree bow before gesturing to the guest and his accompanying doll to board the vessel. Most of the guests are accompanied by dolls. I surmise that after this Holtz kidnapped Lind, he might have brought her aboard as his companion doll. Given the way they're dressed, I'd say there's some kind of party in there. But then, why would they need so many dolls for a party? It's just weird. Also, our current location could be considered the border between the green zone and the yellow zone. So why would those rich people from the white zone come all this way to join an ordinary party here? Talolo? Why are you looking at me? I was just surprised. It turns out even you can say something useful at times, Cheetah. Ah, so you're taking shots at me now that Lin is gone, Talolo? Seeing that Cheetah's about to flip out, Jiangjiu strategically clears her throat to get the conversation back on track. We'll probably only learn the answer to those questions after we go in there. Cheetah, do you have any items that could help us sneak aboard the cruise ship? Of course I do. I recommend using this genius tactical grappling claw. A gentle throw sends it onto the deck, whereupon it clashes on tight, and then you can swing over with a whoosh. Jiangjiu looks around at the searchlights around the cruise liner and shakes her head in resignation. Anything else? What about this imitation dolphin? We could hide under it and swim over to the liner. Then we can wait until they're not looking and climb before climbing aboard. Cheetah, the plan is to sneak in, not draw the attention of the people on the ship. I knew it. I was clearly imagining things that I thought Cheetah could be useful. Hey, I heard that Talolo. Fine then, why don't you come with a solution of your own? I like the dolphin idea, that sounds fun. If stealth isn't an option, let's just walk right in. What? It looks like this cruise liner is for members only. While the perimeter security is very tight, the security procedures for boarding are fairly simple. All guests have to do is show their ID. And this is what they were showing to the guards. Talolo takes out the polyalloy card she recovered from the broker and puts it in Jiangjiu's hands. So we posing as guests then? Yep, based on what we saw just now, it's not unusual for a guest to board in the company of a doll. So we should be able to get 2 people in there. As for whether there will be further security measures after we get in, that remains to be seen. This is the only plan they have which seems even the slightest bit workable, and every moment wasted only increases the chances of Lin meeting with danger. Xiangjiu comes to a conclusion. That's fine. We'll leave one person outside to respond to any changes in the situation and minimize the risk of failing the mission. I'll disguise myself as a guest, as for Tololo and Cheetah. Xiangjiu glances at Cheetah, whose face full of anticipation, and imagines what might happen if Cheetah is allowed to roam free on her own. Scenes of the port being leveled by explosions and other kinds of devastation all fill her mind. I think I'll bring Cheetah with me. Tololo, stay outside and help analyze the vessel's structure. Make sure you maintain constant contact with Griffin HQ. Got it. Tololo nods and raises the binoculars again. Now, the remaining issue is how to hide the glossiness of a doll's synthetic dermis. Hello. Welcome. Hehe, that's easy, leader. Just leave it to me. At last, it's time for my genius invention. Skinwalker spray to shine. Soon, Tololo's watching Xiangjiu and Cheetah approaching the gangway through her binoculars.
Greetings. Your identification, please.
Xiangjiu hands the guard the ID card with her left hand. Her right is behind her back, feeling for a dagger. The guard eyes Xiangjiu warily.
Is something wrong, madam? Are you not feeling well?
I feel a bit hot under those searchlights. Be quick about it, please. The guard sticks the card into the reader. There's a quiet beep, and the word success appears on the screen.
We apologize for your discomfort, madam. Welcome aboard the MV Novelist, madam. We hope you have a wonderful night.
Thank you. Xiangjiu nods and collects the ID card. Then she gently drags Cheetah along into the depths of the cruise liner. Ooh, it's fancy! The liner's interior is decorated in a Baroque style, with crystal chandeliers hanging high overhead, filling the hall with brilliant illumination. Guests in fancy clothing hold flutes of champagne as they converse in small groups. The sound of laughter and clinking glasses fills the air. Xiangjiu and Cheetah only draw a few side glances as they enter the hall. Those guests who notice them merely raise their glasses and salute before turning away to re-immerse themselves in the revelry. Wow, is this how the rich throw parties? Look at all this luxury. Leader, look, they decorate the wall with collapsed pieces. Can we grab a few on our way out? I want to grab some. Lower your voice, Cheetah. There are many guests and security personnel here. We need to keep a low profile and avoid drawing unnecessary attention. But collapse pieces! Come on! So many pulls indeed. A line of security robots roll between them in an orderly manner. They split up and slowly roll into the areas to the left and right. Xiangjiu watches them as they head into the depths of the hall. The left contains the dining hall and the shopping area, while the right has the bar and the lounge. Which one are we going to check out first, leader? Time is tight, so for efficiency's sake, I think we should split up. Cheetah, you go left and I'll go right. We'll be back here in 10 minutes. Got it. See you later then. The bar that adjoins the casino is livelier than the main party hall. The guests gather in small groups. An occasional laugh escapes them. Some of the guests are red-faced with anger, loudly bemoaning their luck, or lack thereof. Me! Oh my goodness, that is so me right now with my gacha luck. My luck inside of Nike, abysmal. My luck inside of Uma Musume, abysmal. Apple juice, please. Xiangjiu takes a drink from the passing waiter's tray and leans on the bar, quietly listening to the conversation between the guests. Soon, her attention is drawn by a nearby commotion.
Hey, barkeep, give me and my friend here a glass of Lafite.
Xiangjiu looks to the side Two businessmen are walking in from the bar entrance, arm over shoulders, headed for the counter. Upon noticing what's going on, the people around them seem to be either afraid or in awe of their status because they immediately clear a path for them and give the pair a wide berth.
I haven't seen you here in so long. Where have you been? Where have you been recently? I had some business on my family's side, so I had to attend a whole bunch of gatherings and parties. Took a lot of doing to get free, let me tell you that. Oh, but isn't that fun? About as fun as a hole in the head. They're all boring as hell. In the end, it's this place that suits me best. After all, there's some events that you can only find here. They're the only things that really get my blood going.
The rich man taps the table with a knuckle and then points down. The two of them exchange knowing smiles.
Heh, that's right. And that's not even getting into tonight's special event. It should be about time, right?
The rich man looks at his watch. The gemstones set into the hands glisten with a crimson light. So fancy. He laughs and takes an exquisitely made metal box from his coat pocket, revealing a neat row of gold casino chips.
Since we've got some time, why don't we go do something fun to whet our appetites? The card tables have been boring as hell during the past few weeks without you. It'd be my pleasure.
A hint of excitement crosses the wealthy man's face. He nods, then snatches up his glass and drains it in one gulp. He then adjusts his suit while the other man pats his shoulder. The two of them get up and heads towards the casino. Before long, they're lost in the flow of humanity. Xiangju places her empty, long-stemmed glass on the counter before nodding to the bartender and withdrawing to the main hall. At the same time, Cheetah returns from the dining hall. Leader, listen to me. I found two really weird things. Xiangju nods, indicating that Cheetah should continue. Remember what Tololo said about seeing humans with doll partners at the port? But I didn't see any dolls in the main hall. Where'd they all go? Now that you mention it, I've only seen humans here too. See? If Lynn were taken onto the ship by that guy, she would have been put somewhere out of sight with all those other dolls. Keeping track of the dolls' movements is definitely important. Well done, Cheetah. That was a very important clue. Hehe, I've got more awesome stuff in store. Take a look at the pictures I managed to secretly take with my microcam. The pictures show a security robot's back access port. After magnification, they can clearly make out the serial number on it. G&L Beta. That's the model we saw at the mansion. On those robots Mr. Holtz ordered from the Gerard Group. Oh yeah, didn't Tololo say that these models weren't being marketed by the Gerard Group? Don't tell me, this entire ship is Gerard Group property? That's definitely possible. However, it's also possible that the Gerard Group merely lends technical assistance to the ship's operators. Regardless of which case turns out to be true, the one thing that we know for sure is that the ship is firmly linked to the Gerard Group. Boom! Suddenly, a long hum fills the air. It seems to be coming from overhead. What's going on? Boom boom! The humming gets louder, but the guests seem completely used to this and do not respond in any way. Just then, Xiangjiu's communicator beeps. She picks up the call and hears Tololo's voice. Leader, the gangway guards just returned to the vessel, and the gangway's been closed up. It seems the ship is about to weigh anchor. No wonder we heard that strange noise. It must have been the vessel's air horn. I'll have Miss Helion arrange for the vehicle support so I can continue supporting you at sea. I'm concerned that the situation might spiral out of control once the ship leaves port, so please be careful. Understood. As it turns out, I have some things that I need you and Miss Helion to investigate too. Xiangju briefs Tololo on everything she's learned so far. So you want to look into the link between the Novalis, Mr. Holtz, and the Gerard Group. Yes, I've got it. Also, I have some input on the potential location of the dolls that I'd like to share with you. In the next moment, Xiangju receives a quick sketch of the liner's structure. Observations of the exterior suggest that the liner is divided into 3 main decks marked 1 floor, 2 floor, and basement 1, or 1F, 2F, and B1. Passengers can only board the vessel via one route. In other words, via the 1F deck, where you are now. Then what about 2F? What are they doing up there? Thermal scans indicate that 2F contains servers, so my guess is that it has a functional purpose similar to a server room, a command center, and other such facilities. However, I'm suspicious of the B1 deck. The part that's below the waterline? Yes, there's a hidden passage on 1F, which appears to lead to B1. It's heavily guarded and there's lots of worker traffic moving through it. Measurements of the cargo they're moving show that they are very similar in size to dolls. In other words, Lynn's most likely to be in B1. Leader, since you know where the entrance is, why don't we hurry over right now? We'll take out the door guards and rush straight in. After studying the number of security robots patrolling the main hall, Jiangju shakes her head. Tololo, are there any guests leaving through the entrance? That entrance? No, only workers. But it's not just the dolls. I don't see their owners either. That's where the problem lies. Hello, welcome. The fact that these guests can move through suggests that there must be a VIP route from 1F to B1. We just don't know where it is. Jiangju's eyebrows narrow as she recalls what happened earlier in the bar. When that wealthy guest said this place, he pointed down. And then the looks of interest when he flashed those gold casino chips. Looks like there's a big secret behind the bar. Cheetah, let's head over to the casino. It's very likely the B1 entrance is hidden there. Oh, this is exciting. Private invitation. Congratulations, you've been chosen as the most special guest for this event. Ooh, that sounds nice. The humming of fans, the beeping of machinery, the rush of liquids through pipes. Surrounded by these sounds, Lynn slowly opens her eyes. Damn it, my head hurts. The room before her is dark. The surrounding walls are covered in displays, whose flickering images radiate a ghostly blue light that dimly illuminates the interior. She's never seen this place before. Where am I? Ah, you're finally awake. How do you feel? Lynn shudders as she hears an unfamiliar voice speaking directly into her ear and reflexively reaches for a gun, only to find that she is securely bound to the chair she's in. The chair slides along the ground for some distance, and the shrill sound of metal grinding against metal fills the air. The man laughs sadistically as he watches Lynn struggle. Look at this smug face that I want to smack!
Heh. No need to be so anxious. I'll give your gun back later.
Lynn looks to the side and sees a man in fancy clothes leaning against the control console, a mocking smile on his face. He has one hand in a pants pocket and holds a long-stemmed glass in the other, blissfully savoring the fragrance of the wine within. The man slowly raises his head and exhales a long, slow breath.
Even the best wine only shows its true worth in the eyes of one who understands it. Similarly, even the most powerful doll can only show its true power when wielded by a capable master. If I were you, I'd feel honored to have been chosen by a professional like me.
No.
Cat, got your tongue. Are you in such awe of my presence that you cannot muster up the ability to speak?
No. It's just that you're trying so hard to be cool, while all you're doing is being cringe instead. Okay, I like you, Lynn. I think I'll summon you in the end. I just love the way she just called him out. Is this what passes for a businessman these days? Have you fallen so low that you resort to kidnapping dolls? You'll really do anything to make a quick buck, won't you? The corner of the man's mouth twitches visibly. He takes a deep breath and forces a smile to his face once again.
It looks like I'll need to properly introduce myself. My name is Carl Holtz, a genius who made best-selling toys at the age of 6. Even a doll should have heard of my name when the magazines published it.
Carl? Who's that?
Not Harl. Carl!
Nope, doesn't ring a bell. So, what does this have to do with abducting dolls?
My father, Yakov Holtz, is the supervisor of the Gerard Group's robotics R&D department. You should understand what that means, right? Our family hasn't fallen so far that we need to kidnap dolls to sell for money.
So you're not a failure of a businessman. You're a failure of a nepo baby then? If your aim was to bring me here so I would praise you, you picked the worst person imaginable for the job. Carl's mouth twitches even more intensely now. He takes 3 deep breaths before he speaks again.
Let me say again, I'm not going to sell you off, so stop calling me a failure. I simply want you to do me a favor, Miss Lind. Tonight, there's going to be an arena match in the depths of the cruise liner. I want you to help me win the match so I can make a point to my father.
The confusion in Lynn's eyes grows, but Carl gets more and more excited. He begins a long spiel without bothering to ask Lynn if she wants to hear it.
The cruise liner you're on is actually a cathedral of entertainment for those in our refined social class. In here, money, power, position, everything can be wagered. And the most exciting bets are placed on the arena match that you will soon participate in. I don't believe anyone can resist that temptation.
What do you mean by arena match? Does it involve fighting? I have no idea why people are so captivated by these primitive displays of violence. And I have even less idea where you're getting your confidence from. Thinking that everything is going to come up roses just because you've kidnapped a doll.
You don't get it. A genius like me only makes a move after crafting a 100% foolproof plan. Since the arena match is a contest of strength, there's no question that tactical dolls have an advantage over civilian dolls. Unfortunately, most tactical dolls are employed by the military or government organizations, and I have no desire to antagonize the government. Neither do I possess the strength to face off against the military. Therefore...
Carl's eyes gleam with madness as he slowly walks around to the rear of the chair and plants his hands on Lynn's shoulders.
My best choice was a small PMC like yours with no funding or financial backing, which won't make waves even if an incident occurs. Those robots I stationed at the mansion were part of a test I arranged. Congratulations, Miss Lind. Your combat performance has won my highest approval.
Huh? A small PMC won your approval? Lynn has no idea where to start picking his words apart. You're an adult, right? Do you not even know about Griffin and Kryuger? Three years ago, Griffin was the premier PMC in the country, and you're probably still playing with literal dolls somewhere. And this plan of yours is so full of holes it's more like a fishing net, 100% foolproof my ass. For example, if I hadn't gone to sell off that card, wouldn't your plan have derailed right from the start?
But in the end, you went out and tried to sell it right. That just proves my plan worked. Even if you hadn't taken the card, then I would have canceled my future commissions with Griffin and continued trying to lure you out. As long as I could get you away from Griffin, I'd have my chance to make my move.
Carl begins rambling to himself. The meaning in his eyes gradually fades, replaced by gloominess.
Humph. The very Jaggers were useful for that part at least. Offer enough and they'll solve any kind of problem for you.
If you hadn't mentioned Gerard Group just now, I probably mistaken you for some stupid playboy. Do you actually think those very Jagger thugs can be trusted? Are you retarded? How the hell did Gerard Group manage to produce a failure like you?
Shut up.
Carl's expression shifts, and he tightens his grip on Lynn's shoulders. The sudden pain forces Lynn to frown.
Shut up, shut up, shut up! Stop calling me a failure! You're the same as all those people from the Gerard Group. All you do is piss me off.
Well, he deserves it. Like, bro, what kind of plan is this? I thank everyone here for taking time out of your busy schedules to take part in this charity gala. I'd like to use this opportunity to introduce my son, Carl. The toy developed is a bestseller in the market, and all proceeds from the sales will be donated in full to our charity foundation. Come, Carl, say hello to all the nice people. Hello, everyone. I expected nothing less from Madame Holtz's boy. He's clearly extraordinary, even at the tender age of 6. I'm sure he'll be running a corporation of his own by the time he turns 26. How blessed you are, madam! But of course, it's only natural that Madame Holtz's son should be a rare genius. Why don't you say a few words, young Carl? We'd like to bask in your genius. Thank you all for coming to attend my wife's funeral. To honor my wife's dying wishes, I will shoulder the legacy of the Holtz family and strive to restore its glory. My condolences, Mr. Yakov. It's truly a shame that your wife was taken from us in the prime of her life. I cannot imagine the sorrow that you and the young Master Carl must be going through right now. Father, I want to see Mother. Where is she? Is Mother not coming back? Silence, Carl. Stop whining like a little failure. Sheesh. Hello. My apologies. It seems we have shown you an unseemly side of ourselves. He has mommy and daddy issues, dang. Oh, Carl. Ho ho. Here comes the failure of the Holtz family, still playing with toys at this age. The Holtz boy never really grew up, did he? Why don't you say a few words, Carl? Teach us how to be a spoiled failure who doesn't even care about how pathetic he is. The experimental funds I gave you were so you could develop mechanical products that could contribute to the Gerard Group, not to waste on playing house. I wasn't expecting you to make a decent copy of the doll, but you say you can't even figure out a way to defeat it. Is that it? How did Celia give birth to a failure like you? I'm Carl Holtz, the heir to the Holtz family. It's one thing if father looks down on me, but for a mere doll to do the same, what right do you have to criticize me? The hands gripping Lynn's shoulder suddenly lets go, and then a fist whistles through the air before slamming into the side of Lynn's head. The impact of the fist and her head hitting the back of the chair briefly dazes her. Lynn turns and looks Carl straight in his angry, bloodshot eyes. You mad, bro? I like you, Lynn. Yeah, I'm summoning you. So the heir to the Holtz family went to all this expense just to try to capture a mere doll. Doesn't seem very smart to me. And besides, why exactly should I do what you tell me? I can control those berserk robots. I have access to the Gerard Group's latest technology. You've already seen those robots before. They were under my control. Soon you'll be too. Carl, you know it'd be cheaper to just hire her as a fighter. You didn't have to go through all this effort. Be like, hey, I have a mission. If you're interested, would you like to be an underground fighter for me? Come on, please, just this one time, I'll pay you a bunch. I feel like that would have been cheaper than hiring this. Doing all this. Carl. Freaking Carl. Carl kicks the button on the back of Lynn's chair. The surface of the armrest and the back of the chair slides open, revealing a dense network of cables within. They coil and wrap around Lynn until she is tightly bound. Right after that, a powerful electrical current pours into her frame. Who says it's a one-time thing? True. But hey, you know, they'd be willing probably for the money, for the candy funds. Her pain fills Lynn's neural cloud, and she can't even help the grunt that escapes her. Carl slowly walks around Lynn until he stops in front of her. You're right, I don't need to capture any ordinary PMC doll. After all, an ordinary doll wouldn't have given me such an amusing reaction. You, on the other hand, are a different story. After all, you're a ULSD type test type with sensory feedback comparable to that of a human being's.
Isn't that right? SIC 012.
Lynn hasn't heard the designations ULSD and SIC 012 in a long time. Her pupils suddenly contract as she hears them spoken once again. The experimentation regime she endured as ULSD was a nightmare that constantly haunted her. She's never revealed that part of her past to anyone else except from the commander. How did you... Lynn wants to ask just where he learned the information from, but the agony in her frame keeps her from speaking. All she can do is watch as he takes out a remote control and see him smile coldly as he presses a button on it. Ugh. Streams of data and electrical currents slam into Lynn. Her pain is amplified numberless times. Carl's body seems to distend away in an instant, only to pull back in front of her as though in slow motion. Junk data washes over Lynn like a flood, filling her neural cloud and assaulting her level 2 layer. The tearing pain of the forced overwrite process pours into every corner of her frame. Her visual modules shut down amidst the pain, and her vision fills with a cold white light. Lynn struggles to see amidst the radiance. But all that greets her is an endless void. Countless elids appear out of the virtual nothingness, slowly creeping toward her. Things are looking very bad for her indeed. Damn it. The only good thing about all this is that she's a trusty Auto 12 in hand, and with it, her confidence returns to her. Lynn raises her gun. I cannot die. I will not die. Not here. Go get him. Stinky Carl. Still would have been cheaper to hire. Like, just hire a fighter. It didn't have to be Lynn. Anyone who's a capable fighter could have made tryouts and be like, I'm hiring a fighter for multiple gigs. If you pass my tryout, money's yours. You get this much each fight, so that'd be easy, you'd think. But no. Carl. Stinky Carl. Dang, Carl. Oh, Carl. And I'll save the rest of the event for tomorrow, because tonight's dinner's actually really good. There's gonna be steak. But I'm gonna summon Lind. I've been motivated now. Lind, please. Assuming I can get her within these 2 multiples. I feel like there's hope in the world. Let's see if this works. Lind, please. Because I'm already at pity, technically, because I lost the last 50-50. Purple! That's fine. Blue! 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 Sharkry! Well, look at me getting more Doritos. Yum! Thanks, Sharkry! Ta-da! Blue! 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 Oh my goodness! Again! If not tonight, then tomorrow, for sure, I'll summon her. Okay, she's here. Phew! I didn't have to reach total pity. Heck, maybe I'll even get multiple of her. Fingers crossed, please, Lind. Blue. 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 Purple. Blue. 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 Okay, I'm gonna get just one of her, it's fine. The way she angrily just munches on that lollipop. She's adorable. Lind! Ta-da! Yay. Literally at the very end. I should have expected that. I should have known. Oh my goodness, at the very end. It's fine. I'm happy I got her. Literally in the end. The last of my pools. All for you, Lind. Worth it. Totally worth it. But yeah, I'm totally like not last minute for this event at all. Ha ha ha. Finish it for sure tomorrow, but for now, dinner time. I want some steak. Oh man, I hope we can punch Carl. Stinky, stinky Carl. He deserves it. But I guess we'll find out tomorrow. So woohoo! Thank you everyone for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day at Epic Gacha Luck. It's time for dinner. So I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. I would say winner winner chicken dinner, but not steak, so I don't know what else to rhyme with that.